I'm Shaman. This is Yolanda, my lovely wife.
And wife.
And business partner.
Yes.
And this month we're talking about burnout.
We are.
And particularly today, like a really important first step in battling burnout.
Mm-hmm.
And we spent last week kind of defining burnout
Mm-hmm.
and saying it's a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's largely kind of woven
mm-hmm.
into woven into the fabric of our culture.
Yes.
In the way we set up our work and the way we push so hard and do all these things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just the workplace.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. We used to, like, the definition of workplace used to be, the definition of burnout used to be just delegated to the workplace.
Sure.
But now it's permeating everything, right? And now we're understanding, like, it's not as cut and dry. It's not as easy as saying, like, this is workplace, this is personal, this is, like, taking care of the kids and all of that stuff. Like, I think there's so much more of just a general state of burnout that people are experiencing.
Absolutely. I mean, just watch the news.
Exactly.
It's not hard to see things kind of melting down.
Yeah. We are living in a world that it's tough out there. Right. It's tough out there. And that takes a toll on us.
Absolutely.
So what I mentioned last time is that I did take a sabbatical a couple of years ago. I call it now a Soul Sabbatical. And the things that over time, I put into place aren't just an antidote to burnout.
Right.
It's insight into how our hustle culture, how the things that, the waters that we swim in have infiltrated, like, our minds, our bodies, our souls.
Being,
right?
Yeah.
We think it's as simple as resting more.
Right.
And that's a huge part. Our bodies need rest, our brains need rest, right? How many of us are like, can I just turn my brain off?
Right.
But really also our hearts and our souls need rest as well. Because it's our heart and our soul that's not responding to that typical burnout checklist that we talked about with the self-care and all of that kind of stuff. So it took me a long time to recognize or to acknowledge that I was burned out. I think that we tend to get used to, like, half living, to go and like release just enough pressure to keep like our foot on the gas pedal, telling ourselves that we're okay, that it's good enough. We grit our teeth and grin and bear it, and just plow through things. And this really requires some stillness.
Yeah.
Not just rest, but stillness. And we are not good at that.
Well, we won't even give ourselves permission to do that. Right.
So, because it's so contrary to what our society does.
Right.
So literally the first step, and something that I want to talk about today, is a permission slip. This is just a post-it. There's just somebody makes fun of me about my sticky note obsession.
She puts them everywhere.
Yes, because they are powerful little things. So literally I have written myself permission slips to rest. I think religious leaders, corporate leaders, doctors, athletes, like philosophers, poets, like so many teachers acknowledge that rest is essential for our soul and for productivity and for a balanced and healthy lifestyle, but we suck at it.
Right. We're not very good at implementing it all. I mean, I would say we don't even know how to approach it. Like,
we're good at pseudo rest.
Right.
We're good at going so hard until we crash and burn.
Right.
Until we're like numbing, until we're like laying on the couch and drooling on ourselves, doing the Netflix binge.
Yeah, because I think about that. Like, sometimes we just like cocoon in the house on the couch.
Right. We look forward to we work so hard during the week.
Right. That you get so burned out. And we just kind of like, we got to shut everything off. And
I can't wait for the weekend. And then we lay on the couch.
And that's not a good way to live.
Well, there are other ways to live, is what I want to say.
Yeah.
Other ways to live that are going to bring more joy, more peace, more happiness to your lives. But we got to get to a point where we're not filling our calendars to the brim.
Right.
Filling every single space on our calendars, checking things off the never-ending to-do list, and then, ending the day by doom scrolling.
Yeah, I mean, I can think about that. Like, I love to rest and sit and just be quiet and calm.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when I do that, more often than not, there's a scrolling list going through my head of all of the things that I'm not doing that need to be done.
Right.
And I'm not a procrastinator,
right.
So I never feel like I can rest until I get those things done.
Yeah.
But those things never go away.
There's always a to-do list.
Right.
And it feels really scary because
It
we're
does.
not taught how to be alone with ourselves. We're not taught how to be in stillness.
Right.
So at the very beginning of my Soul Sabbatical practice, I gave myself permission, like literally, and it would start with like a 3-minute meditation. It would start with like just being still at the end of a yoga class for Shavasana. Slowly that extended. There are times that we have sat in a movie theater together, and internally I'm sitting there going, this is what happy people do.
Right.
Happy people stop and they go and do something.
And they enjoy things.
That they enjoy, right? So over time, that has expanded to and it's helped me to discover even more things that I find joyful, that are little things, but that we miss out on because we're so busy, being so busy. So, the couple of hours at the movie expanded into a few hours driving to the beach to watch the sunset and have my feet in the sand and the salty air blowing through my hair, and then a whole Sunday off, and then gasp, a whole week of vacation with not checking email and all of that kind of stuff. So over time, all of that chatter in my head has quieted down a little bit, but sometimes it still stirs up and gets loud again. And I have to remind myself, like, this practice of rest and connecting to my heart and its desires for joy and beauty and connection, that's what happy people do. So tip number 1 and ways to just implement a 5-minute soul sabbatical into your day is to give yourself permission to rest.
It's okay.
It's okay. Happy people do it.
Yeah.
Thanks,
See you guys
guys.
next week.